Hello everyone, welcome to Gamersledge podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mark, and joining me this week, if I can get the rabbit cast to stop, which it seems stuck now, and yay, we're stuck on Mitchell. Hi Mitchell, say hi to the nice folks.
Hello.
Yay, and I'd show you Matt, or talk to you myself, but no, is the short answer.
Just imagine me older, bald, and with a beard.
Whoa!
Wow.
That's
Right then.
I
Shots fired.
I see what you're saying about him never getting anything as a present ever again, Matt. I'm going to refresh the page, which is interesting because we're already streaming. So we'll see what happens here.
Oh dear.
Reload.
Universe ends?
Okay, no, it worked.
Mark ended at least.
Oh, but I ended.
Do they see
so
us?
Of course.
Can they see us?
Yes.
Right. Hello, people.
Hold on. So
I
you
don't
won't
know how this works with because we're not actually streaming out of Rabbit. We're streaming out of the other thing, which has to be fed by Rabbit. But he's not here anymore, so
yeah. So I'll do the same thing I did.
He's here.
No, I'm on the stream now. But what I'll do is the same thing I did last time.
Hi, people.
Oh.
Just...
Now you can hear me.
Welcome to our tap dancing section.
Now you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can
hear you. Yep.
So I'm actually on the stream, so what I'll do is the same thing we did for E3. So I will put the broadcaster up there so you'll see what I see in the broadcaster, which includes me, I guess, is the best way to say that. So yes, hi, welcome to Gamersledge podcast, filled with nothing but errors and come on in, sit down, have yourself a giant glass of Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee original, because that's right, my belly runs on Dunkin'.
Alrighty then.
Please sponsor.
Matt,
we're not East Coast enough to get any sponsorship.
I'm way not East Coast. Like supposedly they're supposed to be invading the city soon, but that has not happened. All that's happened is that all of the convenience stores are now carrying Dunkin' Donuts iced coffees. That's it. There still are no actual Dunkin' Donuts in the city, even though it was like the big looming thing for a long time.
Maybe this is their invasion. It's just phase 1.
Well, it's bad enough. I really actually don't want them to open any stores.
They're upping the addiction level by selling it in the convenience store so that when the shops actually hit,
Probably. I actually believe that to be true. So, Matt, let's start with you. What have you been up to since the last time we spoke post E3?
Post E3, let's see. What have I been doing? We fired up, oddly enough, last night, I guess, fired up Rock Band 4 again. My daughter got into wanting to play that again over the summer. We went back through the backlog of DLC that we haven't bought since we quit playing and are on the verge of probably buying about $50 worth of songs. And then we played enough to get up a tier and stuff. And oh, by the way, if anyone didn't know and has the game and just randomly buys songs, Code Monkey by Jonathan Colton came out last week, which is an amazing song.
But it's still no mountain.
Stonecrusher Mountain.
Stonecrusher Mountain, and that will never come back, I think, sadly.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, your brains.
That and Creepy Doll. Creepy Doll is like my favorite, and that still hasn't.
Creepy Doll was never. No, Creepy Doll was only in the Xbox with the music stream thing, wasn't it?
No, it was one of the original 3-song packs that you could download. When the service came out, it was Rock Band 3 at that point, I think. It was like one of the first ones they offered. It was the music festival Coachella pack, I think, that had it in it. And,
that's that one that's been bugged since forever and never got fixed, right?
Yep, and they let the license rights expire, and we shall never see the likes of it again. It's the one my wife requests to play every single time, and I have to explain to her, "I'm sorry, honey, it's no longer on the service."
Yeah.
Can I complain for a minute?
I don't think I could stop you if I wanted.
Can I say that I I know that you love harmonics, and I love harmonics, but I am very mad at harmonics. They promised us online play, and this weird shell of a online play system that they've given us where one of us can log on per console is stupid, and they should just go ahead and pay whatever they need to pay to bring the outside agency in to do their netcode to make it so like it was in every other Rock Band game. This is dumb. I want to play with you and the kids, and I can't.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. It's not. I don't get it. I mean, I'm lucky we have multiple people in the house that enjoy playing the game, so we can play together. But yeah, limiting it to one person per console for play session is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, just think about the logistics of that. You have what, 7 children, and
something like that.
Yeah, and you know, how do you draw straws? Do you cast lots? Do you sacrifice one of them to show that you're superior and can play first? How do you decide?
I generally hold almost Mortal Kombat tournaments, and then rank from there.
If it was actual Mortal Kombat tournament, I'd probably actually win. So I'm the best at fighting.
Yeah, that's why you have to actually fight in real life, because you just are insanely much better at fighting games than the rest of us.
I just remember the discarded alternate scream, almost Mortal Kombat.
But yeah, so that's the latest thing we did. I got some more Breath of the Wild in. Actually, finally got sick of chasing down side stuff and went ahead with what would traditionally be the main story. You could skip it if you wanted, but the Zora area. So getting ready to go fight the giant clockwork elephant. And
you're still pretty early then.
Yeah, I'm very early. I spent a lot of time running around getting all the towers I could.
As you should.
That's kind of my model. Still, I have critiques. It's not. I'm not the eternal lover of it yet. Maybe I'll come around at some point. But started up, or maybe I'd started up already last time. I don't remember. I just continued Rise of the Tomb Raider. That's been sitting in the pile waiting to get started for quite a while. Got a fair ways into it. I don't really have a feeling for how far I am. I may be a third of the way in, maybe, if I had to guess.
And how many horrific ways have you killed her?
Mostly by wolves.
Well, my personal favorite was in water, over a waterfall, onto sharp sticks that pierce through her neck.
I got that one in running down the river in the first one, and you're sliding down the river on the mountainside or whatever that is. I haven't encountered anything like that yet in this one. I did drown with air right above me because for whatever reason she wouldn't ascend into the air pool bubble so that I could breathe and finish the swimming. So I drowned with air, inches from my head. But yeah, mostly wolves. Wolves are horrible in this game. Like,
just horrible. The way you said that. Yeah, mostly wolves.
I'm sure I've fallen a couple of times, missed a jump or something, but those are, that's the typical Nathan Drake type stuff. And then, I think that's pretty much it. I might have played a couple little things here and there, but I don't remember. I started Cloak and Dagger, so we've gotten episodes 1 through 3 of that watched.
I'm jelly. I haven't watched them yet.
I like where it started, but it's going to have to get going here pretty quick, or it's going to get on my list of, okay, come on, we know we're going somewhere.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about.
Episode 3, I'm getting, okay, let's go. But I like the world that they've built. It's heavy teen rating, I would say. There's some pretty serious stuff. It's not It's not as family friendly as, say, Agents of Shield, for younger viewers. I mean, my 15-year-old daughter was watching it, so I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not younger kid really for a lot of the stuff.
Highest rating for an episode 1 on Freeform yet.
Yeah, I mean, episode 1 was really, really good. It's just after 3, it's like, okay, come on, let's get some of this stuff going.
But we need to center on all the teen angst and drama.
Yeah.
That is what I was most worried about with their setup for this formula.
The thing is, it's very, and Mitchell helped me with this, but I want to say it's very real. Like, it doesn't feel constructed. You know, sometimes you watch those shows and the drama is very, okay, this sounds stupid. It's a show, but it sounds very scripted. It comes off as very constructed. Whereas the drama and the stuff that's going on here in the world that they've built, which is just this side of like a Netflix universe, feels real. I mean, the things that are going on, the stuff that's happened doesn't feel constructed. So the teen angst and the drama doesn't come off as drama for drama's sake.
Mm-hmm. It actually serves a purpose in a way, and also it seems natural, like in the way everything fits together for what causes the quote-unquote drama.
Well, good, because Cloak and Dagger are like my favorite C-level characters of all time. I mean, they're C-grade heroes at best, but I think they're two of the most interesting and theoretically most powerful mutants, although Lord knows if they're still considered actual mutants or not, since that's been retconned a few times and put back.
The ultimate, these are closer in, okay, well, we don't really know yet, but I would say, no, that's not even true. I'm not even going to say it. But yeah, there's elements of the ultimate version mixed in here. Yeah, there's been no mention of the M word, right? Because, as we'll talk about later, the whole Fox thing hasn't been figured out yet. Right. Digging that. Still, watched the season finale. I don't think we talked about this last time. Season finale of Legion.
Yes, you did.
That was an episode.
I still am frustrated. I haven't watched any of it yet.
Kind of like the end of season 1, the end of season 2, like justifies its existence in the first 30 seconds of the episode.
But see, for me, season 1, episode 1 justified anything else they did after that. Any show where I can get a Bollywood dance-off that doesn't seem forced or out of place is...
And yet horribly out of place.
And yet horribly out of place and disjunctive. I wholeheartedly love that series. Everything.
See, that's the thing. The season 2 had moments of that kind of brilliance, right? It had that, and then it had just parts that just drug. It was just, oh my gosh, can we please get on with it? Overall, I liked it. Overall, I thought it was good. It's very original. I mean, there's nothing else like it. I think so. Was it 9 or 10, Mitchell? Do you remember?
I want to say 9. I feel like
it's 9 or 10. 9. But it's pretty short. But I mean, those episodes are packed. There's a lot to unpack there. We still don't know anything, right? I mean, ultimately, we still don't know anything.
Yeah.
The beginning of that episode. Have you started season 2 at all?
No.
So did you see the?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do it all. Okay.
Sadly, no.
So there's some. I'm not even gonna say that because I don't know how to say it without being spoilerish.
Yeah, don't.
So,
I'll watch it. I'll try and watch it soon.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Episode 1 and 3 have some callbacks elementally. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Or 1 and 9, the first and last. But so got that finished up. We've got another episode of The Expanse. I think it's either recording right now or already sitting on the DVR waiting for us to watch after we tie up here. That show is consistently really, really, really good. You've watched season 1 and 2, right?
Yeah. I just need to start season 3.
Yeah, okay. So that ties up. I think
that show is better than it ever had a right to be.
Oh yeah.
Like, I still to this day cannot believe that is a sci-fi show. That is better than everything sci-fi has ever put out ever combined. It's pretty close.
As a pure sci-fi element, as an actual science fiction thing, yes, right. I will agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's so good. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and there are some. They continue the real physics. There is a scene that you will see in there where, yep, physics is real in this world. No space planes for you.
Very real.
But yeah, I think that's mostly it. Oh, what did we? DuckTales has started back up, so we watched the new episodes of DuckTales. There's another one. Oh, Big Hero 6 has started, the animated series, but I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, it has? I didn't even know that was out. Oh my god, so much. And then Voltron. Voltron is season 6 or something
or whatever dropped. They're doing half seasons now. So
yeah, but whatever it is, it's supposed to like shake the very core foundation of the entire.
Oh, you mean they're finally going to get to the thing they've been teasing for 2 or 3 episodes?
Yes, apparently so. So I'm still on episode. I'm still on season 2, dude.
Oh dear Lord God!
Yes, I need to catch up.
Just do
it. But yeah, we haven't started that one yet. There's another.
This is like there's another
Netflix show.
This is part of the problem when I no longer have a 2.5-hour daily commute.
Right. Oh, and Luke Cage 2 comes out in 2 days, and is either the most amazing season of Marvel ever or the most horrible, depending on which outlet
you believe to. Mr. J Knight says, I'm still trying to find Waldo.
What?
I think he was saying he's still stuck back in the 90s trying to find Waldo in the book.
Oh, he's still trying. Got it, yeah.
He doesn't have time either.
Yeah.
I feel your pain.
No, yeah, it's hard. I mean, we have never lived in such a media quality entertainment saturated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at Steam last year, Steam put out last year more games than the last 10 years combined.
Right.
And it's I mean, only going to
even just the good ones would take more time than any human being has to get through. If I just went through my backlog of all the way back through Game Boy, all the way back through what's the earliest working game Nintendo system we have? GameCube, all the way back through the original PlayStation, all the way back through Vita and PSP. I would never finish just playing the good games that I've got that I never finished.
Mr. Zanai says, I have so many games that I play none. I have no choice to focus. And I get it. Matt's been really good about it. He just stopped buying new games, and he's just playing through his old ones, which drives me a little insane because I want him to play new games with me. But that's not the point. But the point is that like Lexi was yelling at me the other day. She's like, you never finish any games. I'm like, I can't. If I'm going to move on to the next thing, she's like, you need to finish some. I'm like, there are rare games that I finish. But like, for example, I love Divinity 2. I've logged like 470 hours into it, and I still haven't finished.
169 of them in Chapter 1.
Yes, that is absolutely true. 100% true. But it's impossible. And then you add VR onto that, and my like back catalog. I have over 170 titles in VR that I have not played through all of them, and I just went through and updated my wish list. I think I added another 34 to them of the stuff I want. It's like Matt actually, Justin saying, what is finishing a game? 100% beat the story, got all in-game items. Matt does that. He's weird. He actually does that. He 100% games.
On the ones that it's feasible. I mean, something like when I get around to playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3, it'll just be completing the story.
I'm sorry, because I'm not going to discuss that. It must be referred to as COD Blops. Thank you very much.
COD Blops 3. It will just be beating the story because I'll never get the multiplayer stuff, right? So it depends on the game. But yeah, I 100%ed The Witcher 3 and all the DLC. So yeah, if it's something like that and I like it, I will definitely go ahead and do that. I probably won't with Tomb Raider just because it's got some ridiculous trophies in it, similar to what the Uncharted series does. I just can't devote that much time to doing those things. I say usually finishing a game is if you complete the story content, which gets weird in this modern age now, where you've got a game that the story continues for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when do you finish World of Warcraft, right? I mean, I don't know. I used to call finishing a fighting game when you unlocked all the story endings, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't even work anymore. So, but yeah, I think that's it. We haven't seen any movies. Yeah.
Mitchell, what have you been doing? Pretty much the exact same thing, I think, from how this discussion went.
Show wise, yes. Games, it's been Smite, Blops 3, Titanfall 2. I actually finished the campaign for Titanfall 2.
I'm sorry,
I actually
you
enjoyed
have to
that.
say it correctly. It's COD Blops 3.
COD Blops 3.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I've started the campaign on that. I'm on like the 3rd mission, I think. I started Neo. I've been playing more Digimon Hacker's Memory. Played some Marvel Lego. The first one. Finishing unlocking stuff. And I played some Rock Band with my sister the other day. And some Pokemon. I've been doing some competitive stuff online.
Can you tell he's a college kid on summer break?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like sitting there going, I wish I had a 10th of that time.
And then I've been watching some Smash Bros. Ultimate stuff that from Treehouse Live that I didn't quite catch throughout the week. Just to see how that plays a bit, because that's a game series that I've followed with my siblings quite a bit. But yeah, that's everything, I think.
Well, let's see if I can drum up my list here, because my list is pretty extensive. It sounds like I do nothing but this, but I work a lot. I played Trials Fusion a lot, enough. I think you have to do like some ridiculous amount of each online match is 3 to 5 maps, and so it can be actually a huge time commit for that. You have to do something like 20 ranked matches in order to get a ranked score, and once you get a ranked score, that gives you the real, when the season finishes, you get the real world money acorns that they do so that you can buy stuff in the game. So I'm actually now placed, and I did all that, and I still play it, and it's ridiculous fun. It's an Excitebike for this generation of consoles. It's really weird, but it's kind of fun. What else? Dragon Crown Pro. That game is still good after all this time. I played Divinity Original Sin 1 because one of my friends got it finally, and he was trying to play through it before 2 comes out in August. I don't think we're going to make it. I also played some COD Blops 3, but I did just the zombie stuff. It's okay. I played the H1Z1 Battle Royale game a little bit. It's okay. It needs work. Played a lot more DDO. I'm still absolutely loving the heck out of that game. I don't know how I missed that thing for 12 years and never heard of it, never saw it. But I'm happy that I did now. Beat Saber.
Every time you say that, I think it's Dance Dance Online. I'm like, well,
I know.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's DDR versus DDO. Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons Online. Beat Saber. Played some more of that. That game is just so good. And then Adventure. It is a Pokemon Go style game for mobile, but it's like D&D. And so you wander through the overworld and you run into monsters and you fight them and you level up and you find towns and you find chests and you buy spells and do all that stuff. But it's like Pokemon Go. But unlike Pokemon Go, it's not actually tied to any physical locales. So even in your area, Matt, you should still have a bunch of creatures if that's something that's interesting to you. And then if that wasn't enough, I'm playing another Pokemon Go-like game, Jurassic World Alive, launched. And it's basically Pokemon Go with dinosaurs. Well, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It's Pokemon Go with dinosaurs. And so you find dinosaurs and then you capture them you capture their DNA using a drone. And it's got... Man, I don't know how to say this, like, without making it sound horrible. It's got pay-to-win stuff in it. I still haven't dropped a single dime on it, but it is a little frustrating because I can see how it would be a whole lot faster and easier if I subscribe to their $10 a month, like, service. It lets me capture dinosaurs that are farther away, and I get more stuff when I go to the Pokestops and that type of stuff. But even so, I'm having a good time. I will pop it open all the time and collect dinosaurs. And then while I'm riding the trolley in the morning, I'll collect dinosaurs and Pokestops as I go. So it's kind of fun. And they're doing tie-ins with retailers to get people to go there. So, like, the first one was AMC. So when you went to AMC, it gave me, like, all these epic dinosaurs. And now I'm just totally obliterating everyone. And the next one's at Walmart, but there are no Walmarts in San Francisco. So I'm actually like, do I take an hour out of town to go to Walmart to get to this epic drop thing? So far, the answer is no. I'll let you know if it changes. I realized the other day that I am only watching superhero television and talk shows. And that's about it. So we watch Flash up until the crossover. We watch Legends of Tomorrow up until the crossover. We're waiting for Supergirl to drop so that we can get up to the crossover, and we don't watch Arrow because it's Arrowman / Batman, and still not fun. So we don't watch that one. So we'll just do the crossover for that one when it comes out. Lexi is watching some Turkish drama. Each episode is 1.5 hours long. And it's the old school format of TV series seasons. So there was like 27 in the first one, and now apparently season 2 has 62 shows at an hour and a half apiece with no commercials. Lord. Yeah, and they've apparently got a third season. So she's in heaven, and I laugh at her because she used to hate subtitled things, and now she's like, I love subtitled shows. So she cracks me up. And then last night I went and saw the rebroadcast of Space Mutiny, the Rift Tracks presentation, and that's one of the few MST3K ones that I have never seen, and oh my god, it was so bad. It stars Captain America from 1979.
Okay.
You remember the bad version of Captain America? Oh my god, it's so bad.
His name, but yeah.
And all they do, like, it's a space, like, opera kind of movie. And I'm not joking, they literally use Battlestar Galactica footage. Like, it is the Battlestar Galactica, it's the Vipers and the Cylons fighting, and it's horrible. I mean, it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And the riff tracks made it fun, but even, like, normally during their good riff tracks, it carries me along to the point that I don't get fatigued by the horribleness of the movie. I was a little fatigued in the middle of this movie. It was pretty bad.
Wow.
So
that is not good.
No. But, yeah. And that's everything that I have played and done and stuff. So, let's get to the news. Find me the news. Twitter.com/Gamersledge if you want to keep up on the news during the week. We post all kinds of crazy stuff. I did not get a chance to look at the news today, so Matt, you'll have to spot check me if there's anything super cool that happened today other than the stuff we did talk about in the chat room. Can I say how amazingly fun it was to blow Dave's mind all day about Amadeus Cho and his craziness. And I'm sorry about the spoilers, by the way. I did not realize that was like fresh.
Yeah, that's very new.
Sorry.
That's
My
okay.
fault.
Yeah, those should come
What's
with
new?
like released on dates.
Yeah,
when
they
them
really
in the,
really should. It's really hard to follow when something happens.
we were talking about comics. This happened to be Incredible Hulk.
Well, the Amazing Hulk, right? Technically.
Which is
No.
Amadeus.
No, it switched when they did the renumbering thing. They switched it back to the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it wasn't the Totally Awesome. Was it Totally Awesome Hulk? Is that what it used to be?
Mm-hmm.
Switched back to
think so.
Amazing, or the Incredible, and now the new one is the Immortal. So
Right, but that's actually Banner as opposed to
that
Cho.
yeah.
So, but are
Okay.
they still continuing Incredible with Cho then?
No, not at the moment, at least.
What the heck is Marvel doing? Why are they just doing these like series and then renaming them? And I mean, it's got to be confusing as hell for everybody.
It doesn't make it easy. I mean, he's still going to be in Champions, is my understanding. So that'll be the book to find that character in. But yeah, I don't. They keep on changing things, and then it's a same book with a different title, and then to make ordering even harder. Sometimes the actual name of the book doesn't change; they just put a different name on the cover. So if you go and look at that, what's that little block of text that in the bottom? If you go look, sometimes the name in there doesn't match what's on the cover.
And if you don't know who Amadeus Cho is, he is one of the current versions of the Hulk in the comics universe. It's a long story. And by the way, just to bring this entire discussion that's only between you and I, that we're talking about for some reason on a podcast with people who haven't participated in that conversation, to a full circle and close, I still could not find any certifiable proof that he is not a god anymore.
Okay, it just kind of disappeared. So
yeah, he became Hercules for a while. Amadeus Cho, and then as he had the power of a god, he became the Hulk on top of that. And
God Hulk.
Yeah, kind of. And so
now,
I don't know.
Is he the third or sixth smartest character in the Marvel universe?
He's one of the 8, and I believe the last place that they put that, Tony lied to him and told him he wasn't one of the top 8, but then it turns out he is, and I think he's the 6th. I think you're right, he's the 6th. But that power meter only shows him at a 6 on the scale.
Yeah,
and
which
that
doesn't
seems
make
low
sense
to me. And even if he has any fraction of the Hulk's power, even if it's a lesser fraction now that it's no longer emotion based, I don't see how he's only a 2 on the power strength meter. But I digress.
Yeah, that rating seemed off.
Yeah,
but yeah, we can debate that later.
Yeah. Sorry. Pop culture, hooray! So let's see where are we at. Oh, right. So that's actually no. I'm almost there. I'm getting there. There we go. There's the podcast. All right. Here we go. So, that's skippable. There we go. Skyrim Very Special Edition. We did not... I think we talked about this at E3. I know we talked about it privately, but if you own an Amazon Alexa, it actually... You can download and run Skyrim Very Special Edition and actually play a small version of Skyrim by talking to your Alexa. Spoiler alert, Fusroda is not a command that works, sadly. I think that is a missed opportunity to where they could have had the shout. You know, you say Alexa Fusroda, and then it goes Fusroda! They should have done that, but no, they didn't. Also, spoiler for anyone worrying that there would be no arrow to the knee jokes, there is one included in there. So just FYI. This is something interesting that you and I, well, all three of us can discuss. So a transcript came out with George Lucas revealing his plans for Star Wars 7 through 9. And Matt did not believe that this was real when it came up in conversation. And then
that was Dave.
Oh, was that Dave? Okay.
That was Dave.
I totally thought this was real as soon as I saw it. The plan was to have the Jedis shrink down and go into the blood stream to fight with the midichlorians against a midichlorian whale.
What?
That is pretty much the response of everyone.
I want to see it made
Poland.
now just to see what it would be. I mean, it's just so bizarre. It's like, okay, you just went total Matrix Revolutions here.
No, he went, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Well, yeah, that's way before Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But yeah, it's a little bit Incredible Journey, or not Incredible Journey.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
no, you're right. Yeah, Fantastic Journey.
Incredible Journey is the animals.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Fantastic Journey, and a little bit Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and a little bit just kind of insane. But I want to see how they gave the comic treatment to the original Star Wars script. I want to see those now done as comics, because this is just so bizarre. I don't even know.
Feels like George is trolling, but
That's what
It's
you would
entirely
think.
possible.
That's what you would think. But I think he hates his own creation. Really. I mean, who was I talking about this with? Chaos Theory. Who was I talking about this with? Somebody, with one of you? It must have been somebody else.
Not in the chat.
I really think that Star Wars is one of those things that took a life of its own that nobody expected, including him. And over the years, he has just gotten bitter. And I think we got episode 1 based on that. And he's just continuing it out. I think he hates it. And I'm glad that he sold it, because I mean, even though like Solo had its flaws, it was a fun little movie. I like what they're doing. I don't see any harm in what they're doing, and I think they're giving fans what they want. Whereas that would be the exact opposite. Nobody wanted to see more midichlorians. And he even says in there,
midichlorian whales.
yeah, he even says in there most of the fans would hate this, but he just goes and doubles down on the midichlorians.
Like, what the heck is a midichlorian?
I don't know. It came out, that episode 3 came out right after I got done playing Parasite Eve, so all I could think of was mitochondria that whole time.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's pretty much the same. Pretty much the same.
Jedi mitochondria?
We have lots of MoviePass news today. In fact, I'll lump these together. So first, MoviePass is now representative of between 5 and 7% of the national spend on movies on a weekly basis. That's crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Crazy. Anyways, they have 3 million subscribers right now, and they have said if they can hit the 5 million subscriber mark, they will be profitable. And that means that there is a slight chance that I will not Falcor ride this into the ground Peter Griffin style. They could actually pull out of the tailspin and continue on. Now, the other piece of news that's from later in the feed is today AMC announced a new MoviePass type subscription service that costs $20 a month, allows you to see 3 movies per month, but there's no restrictions on them. So you could see the same movie 3 times if you wanted to. There, you can see IMAX movies, you can see 3D movies, and you get discounts on concessions. And they're doing this through their AMC Stubs program. So that's interesting to me. Still worth it in this area where tickets are $15 to $17 for normal and $22 for an IMAX movie. Just one movie a month would pretty much make it worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah, this AMC move makes a lot more sense to me than Game Pass did. I mean, it's basically Movie Pass did. It's basically playing off the same kind of idea of gift cards, right? Here, I'll give you money for nothing and hope you never claim it.
No, I thought it was money for nothing and chicks for free.
Chicks for free, but
Thank
yeah.
you.
But yeah, it's you know that makes it'll be interesting to see if other theaters start popping up with those same kind of ideas and how much that'll cut into Movie Pass, if at all, because it is more expensive.
So
But
the funny part is they're actually the second chain to do it.
oh,
Cinemark currently offers $8.95 a month feature, and you get one ticket per month. But you can there's no restriction on it. You can see any movie you want at the Cinemark. But you can buy additional tickets for $8.95 if you want to. So, like, if you decide to go to a movie with me, rather than pay full price, I can buy a second ticket for $8.95. And you get discounts on the concessions. That one doesn't. That one's not so much interesting to me.
I'll just go to Marcus on Tuesday.
well,
So
Marcus
where I
is a
live,
very
there-
small market.
Yeah, where I live, there is no Marcus on any day. It's always 17.50. So anything sounds good to me.
Yeah, no $5 Tuesdays or any of that stuff.
No, God, if you could watch a movie around here for $5, that would be amazing. But no.
You have to be in a part of town you wouldn't want to be in to watch a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
The
see.
drive.
We posted a ton of stuff from the E3 show floor, stuff you might have missed. So you can
Yeah,
check
I
that
still don't know how I missed that Ace Combat trailer, but
Yeah, I know.
somehow I did miss that. I mean,
I
it's
know.
nothing crazy. It's Ace Combat, but you know, Tetris Effect. I think we're all ready for that.
Can I tell you that I
Oh.
must have watched that trailer like 19 times now just to listen to the song? It's so depressing. I want it now.
Who wrote the E3? Who wrote? Did you write that one? Yeah, it must have been you. I was like, you don't know who Aqua is, much less be upset about it. Why are you
but
writing
don't
that?
you remember on the last podcast we were watching that guy's reaction? He was
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
Aqua, no!
right.
That's why I did that.
Okay.
It's hilarious. It's
Yes.
hilarious. No, I have no idea who Aqua is, nor do I actually care. But that's okay.
Aw. This is the
mean-
kind of universe you would get into because it is so bizarre and the lore is so deep. Your brain would be infected with this stuff.
No, you know what? Kingdom Hearts gets lumped in with Kojima for me. It's
Nomura.
No. You missed what I'm saying.
He's being
Nomura-
defensive. He knew what you said.
Yeah,
he
okay.
knows what you said.
All right,
He's
all right,
just-
yeah. All right, but yeah, I'm interested to see what they do, but and I don't think that is on the list, but they did announce there will be a standalone $99 here's everything Kingdom Hearts package. It will have 1.5 and 2.5 and 2.8 remix.
I think we heard one of my friends talking about that while they were looking at options for the game. For
Yeah.
getting
Which
the
is
game.
weird because right now, if you just go buy the 1.5 and 2.5 combo and 2.8, it's only like $60.
Yeah. It's Square, so what are you going to do? And
Yeah.
the other part of that is that I got into Kingdom Hearts for the Final Fantasy characters, which they are no longer using.
I don't know if they're no longer using them, but they're not as prevalent. That's for sure.
They weren't really ever prevalent in any of them. I mean, they were in the one world they were in Destiny Islands and in Traverse Town, and then
No, they were prevalent once you got the hub world in the first one, because you were making battle plans with Cloud and Squall and all them, and then they just kind of disappeared after that. And you've got your Sephiroth fights, and that's about it. Now, it's very depressing. Nintendo announced Super Mario Party will have an online mode. So local.
Nobody will be able to use it because
Well, yeah,
Nintendo stuck that online.
you're gonna have to talk through a Joy-Con probably. Who knows? Hunk and Tofu have been confirmed for Resident Evil 2, which means that we will see a hyper-realistically rendered piece of tofu with a beret. I approve of this message.
Okay, then.
Mitchell, do you have any idea what's going on right now?
Nope.
Yeah. So, in the original Resident Evil 2, if you beat the game, you could unlock a super hard mode that starred a piece of tofu with a beret and a gun what do they call that? Bandolier. And a hunk of meat. Because it was to represent that you guys were just food for the zombies. And yeah. So that's going to be there, and I'm actually kind of, that amuses me.
Yeah.
So Naughty Dog confirmed that Last of Us Part 2 will only allow you to play as Ellie for the entire game. That is actually pretty disappointing to me, because I heart me some Joel.
I still not sure that Joel, I think, is either dead or significantly incapacitated in some way.
No, because she talks. That guy talks about how her dad...
It specifically not mentioned a name, though. Your old man could be whoever took her in after something happened or whatever. And there was a lot of speculating that after that first trailer that Joel wasn't really there, that she was just imagining him. Because he didn't interact with anything in the world. He just walked in and said something to her.
That'd be very sad. I hope they don't do that, but we'll see.
My bet is he dies early on in the game.
Your bet is what?
That he dies early on in the game.
Matt, you've raised him to be just like you. Just saying. Suck all the fun out of everything. All right. PlayStation's bringing back its greatest hits concept, calling it PlayStation Hits. Games you can get on the digital store for $5 for $19.99 on disc.
And digital, and on the store
digital,
too. So those games aren't regularly that price. Yeah, they get down there for sales and stuff, but
yeah.
Hopefully that continues. Hopefully the flash sales and stuff continue, and that doesn't exclude them from that.
Serious Sam 4 is aiming for 100,000 enemies on screen at once. They are not there, but they're getting close. But that's only going to be on high-end PCs. They already said there's no way that will happen on consoles or low-end spec because the GPU won't handle it and all that stuff. But if they can pull it off, it's still going to be pretty amazing. But their goal is to try and get 100,000 enemies on screen. Dude, I remember when 10 on screen was like, holy cow, look at all the people on the screen at once.
Yep. Oh, back to that PlayStation Hits. Two of the games on that thing are Yakuza 0 and I think it's Kwami. So those are nowhere near $20 right now. So that'll be a good time to pick those up if anybody's interested in those.
Well, Street Fighter 5 also was on there.
Yeah.
Which that was surprising to me.
They're trying to actually sell a couple more than 5 copies.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Champions or Quake Champions is free forever if you download it right now before June 25th. I think
that's on Steam.
Yeah, PC only. Yep. And then the last piece of news we have for today is Disney has raised its bid for Fox to $71 billion and their option of cash or stock. And the interesting thing that we did not talk about when we were talking about this earlier today is Disney would have to borrow about half of the total in order to do a cash option. So if Fox turned around and said, we want that as cash, which I don't think they will do, because then they'd have this massive tax bill. So I think, again, taking maybe a mixture of stock and cash might be the way they do it. But if Fox turned around and said, yes, we want it all cash, Disney would have to actually get a loan for about $36 billion to do this. Now that sounds crazy.
But that's still way less than Comcast has to take out if they do.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm going. If Comcast were to get this for, what did they say, 62 billion or whatever, they have to take out all 62 billion in a loan. And so they would be the most leveraged company on the face of the planet. So now I'm like, okay, do it and then go bankrupt and then everybody buys their stuff back cheap. But then we would have to wait even longer, so I'm not necessarily down with that. But yes, I'm hoping that this resolves it. It seems like it seems like the Murdoch family thinks that the Disney option is the better choice. They have a lot of sway with the board members. Obviously, it's their company. So, and
they've been working together for a long time on this. And from what I understand, he's way more interested in stock options than cash outright.
And
for many reasons.
If Fox walks away from the Disney deal, they will owe Disney $2.5 billion. That's another thing that a lot of places aren't reporting on. And so they have an incentive to see this through to the end, whereas Comcast, they have no such deal. So, yeah, Comcast is just like trying to throw their hat in the ring. But it seems like they're already kind of made their decision.
It kind of seems almost like they're just what do you call that when somebody raises the pot not with the intent, or when they're at like an auction and they're just bidding to raise the price, not to actually. It almost feels like that, but I'm sure it's not, because I'm sure there's laws against doing that.
Nope, there's not. I mean, you can see it, and
there's just always a mischance of you winning.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you think about it, this is actually in Fox's best interest, right? To let these two start this bidding war, because their responsibility is to their shareholders, and they're garnering more value for their shares. I believe, if I remember right, the original stock offer only listed it as $28 a share, and now with this one it's up to $38.
To 34,
38, something like that. So it's a pretty big jump for what it is. And then I thought, how are we doing on time? We're doing good on time. I thought what we would do is actually look at some of the stuff we didn't get a chance to see from the E3 show floor.
Okay. I just had 4 quick things I wanted to throw out there quick. And none of them are game related, so sorry. Today we got our first confirmation that Linda Hamilton will be resuming her role as Sarah Connor in the new Terminator movie, and looking pretty kick-ass in the photos that they put out. So that's exciting.
I thought she confirmed that like a couple weeks ago when they put out.
Well, maybe I missed it. Though this is the first pictures. Maybe it was confirmed a week or two ago, and I didn't catch that. But
I thought they even did interviews with her about reprising the role after so long. They were calling her old kick-ass Sarah Connor.
Well, those pictures definitely supported that. So, anyway, whether it was the announcement or just the first release of pictures, those came out today. The DC Universe has introduced a new color of Lantern Core, the ultraviolet lanterns,
which are different than the white ones, which are supposed to be the combination of all of them.
Yeah, ultraviolet isn't that. Ultraviolet draws on the power of unseen emotions and a person's own internal darkness.
Wait a minute. So this internal darkness is different than the Black Lanterns or the yellow.
I honestly don't. I wasn't paying any attention during the Black Lanterns. I thought they were all just zombies. So I honestly don't know.
They are, but it is a darkness that feeds them, I believe. I want all answers now, Matt. Give me all answers.
I don't read it. I'm just giving you headlines. Damn it. After the poor ticket sales on Solo, Lucas is reportedly putting a hold on all further stories Star Wars Stories movies development.
Lucasfilm.
Or Lucasfilm, yes. Well,
Okay.
Disney, Lucasfilm, yes.
Yes.
So we're not. It doesn't say that they're canceled. It doesn't say that they're not going to do them anymore. But they are taking a beat to see how they want to approach this, which kind of sucks because Solo was awesome. But I also kind of agree that we don't need to rehash every single character in their own movie. And then last but not least, in a cry that was heard throughout the galaxy, there's another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in development, and it's probably Michael Bay. Produced by Michael Bay, not directed.
So I need to actually search for one piece of news that I remembered that I didn't report on. Jeff Johns.
I remembered something. I played Octopath Traveler demo. It was pretty awesome.
I did too. I did it, and it was also awesome. Yes, I agree.
I'm just annoyed that it's definitely optimized for the Switch screen on the device, which I probably will never play that way. So that was just a little frustrating for me.
So I saw this, and I wasn't 100% sure if it's what I thought it meant. I saw Jeff Johns exits DC Entertainment for writing and producing deal. So
yeah, I saw something about this. He's actually going to be working for the streaming stuff, right?
Well,
right. The whole he's starting his own
this,
production company.
Yeah, but this makes it sound like he's leaving the comic side, which he never did. But that's why I was confused, and I wanted to take a look-see at it, because who went from authoring comic books to having a major hand in the making of the movies and television shows, is stepping down from his executive post and entering into an exclusive writer-producer deal with Warner Brothers. Okay, so he's no longer the czar of the DCEU, which I was really concerned about, because if anybody could turn around and be him. But he is then going into an exclusive writer-producer deal with Warner Brothers, and is launching Mad Ghost Productions, which is that will. So I'm fine with that. He's still going to be working on DC properties. He is the DC continuity overlord and the historian of DC. So I'm totally fine with that. The funny part is they're tapping Jim Lee to step into his old shoes and continue to act as publisher with Dan DiDio. Yeah, that's interesting to me.
I mean, yeah, and Lee's been around for quite a while, and he knows this stuff, so that's not a bad replacement.
One of the things that I heard, which this is hearsay, but one of the things I heard is that when he made this move to try and help these movies get made correctly and everything, is that he was met with nothing but resistance. And I'm actually glad to see him to go back to creative, because he is, in my opinion, one of the best writers DC's ever had. And if you look at any of his comic work, it's just amazing. I love his Green Lantern run. I love his Arrow run. I'm not talking about the television show. I'm talking about the actual Green Arrow. The actual one.
It's a good show.
No, it's not. It's Batman.
Doesn't mean it's not a good show. It just means it's not what you wanted.
It's what no one wanted, except you.
Except everyone, because it launched an entire genre of television.
I'm trying to think if. I guess we should update the Fortnite situation on the Switch and PS4. You still can't play. Fortnite on Switch if you played it on PS4.
That's not entirely accurate, but yes,
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Well,
You
Why would you
can.
play it at all?
No, if I've
You can. You just can't link. You can't. You have to link with a new Epic account.
right, but if I've made any purchases, those are tied to the account that I can't play with.
Right.
Yeah.
Which are all cosmetic and don't matter.
Except that
If you need to play it, if you need to play it on Switch, play it with the damn noob skin and just pwn everybody anyway.
What is this? Justin says, Mark's the hipster's hipster. He hates Arrow before others do. Yeah, pretty much. Only because it's not. Look, all right. I'm gonna put myself up on screen.
Oh no, you broke
everything. Yeah, I broke everything. Here we go. I put myself up on the screen for this one. All right, look. My problem with Arrow is that the best thing about all of the CW shows is that they do a great job of capturing the essence of the character, except Arrow. What happened is they said,
which is Batman.
Yeah, we can't make Batman, so we're gonna make this show into Arrow Man. It's Batman, which, yes, there are similarities. Yes, he's a wealthy billionaire playboy, and yes, he has trinkets and doodads and all that stuff. But that's kind of where the similarity ends, to be honest. He is more of a socialist. He is a happy-go-lucky type, even though he's had a lot of really bad crap happen to him in his life. And he is an eternal optimist who rallies people around him because he is lighthearted and fun and believes in the future. That's why he's on the Justice League. And yet, none of that is portrayed on the show. Ever. 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 His nickname...
That's not... You haven't watched all of it, so you can't say none of it ever, because there have been elements of it.
Okay, but still, his nickname is Jolly Ollie. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, in season, what was it, 3 or 4, we got some of that. Of course, then they, turned it around. But
exactly.
I mean, you're saying not ever, so I'm just saying, yeah, not technically correct. I'm an engineer. Sorry, I have to do it.
Justin says, it sounds like I just hate the good things. No, I love good things. And Arrow's not it. For me.
For you, yes. It is a personal issue you hold with your socialist or socialist overlord, yes.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's just that I feel they're really not being true to the character at all. And it'd be like if somebody did a Green Lantern movie or TV show, and then they were all like whiny characters, right? That's not Green Lantern. And same thing for Arrow for me. That's all. I mean,
yeah. But if you're going to sacrifice one character to get all the other ones they got right,
sure, I guess. I still don't understand what they're doing with what's the blonde's name? Felicity. Felicity. Because that's, you know who that is, right?
Yeah, we talked about this before. But that's obviously they used obviously a name for whatever reason and not doing that, obviously.
Yeah. There is a slew of potential new Star Trek shows underway. Supposedly one of them is a sequel to Next Gen. Alex Kurtzman just got renewed for a contract with Paramount, so we could see a Next Gen reboot very soon.
Rumors of Patrick Stewart returning for a Picard reprise. And
yes, please. 1,000 times the yes. Make him Admiral Picard. Admiral Locutus. I'm good with that.
Extreme service.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mark's okay with it because he gets people to buy him subscriptions to things.
What? Oh. What?
Isn't that the one that somebody gifted you the subscription for?
Yeah. Somebody gifted me the subscription to it. Yes, you are correct. That is absolutely correct. I think that's all the. I think that's all the news worth talking about.
Yeah, it hasn't been super. I mean, kind of post E3, it's kind of been a little calm-ish.
Masahiro Sakurai was met with dead silence when he told the Super Smash Brothers development team that he wanted to bring back every character. Yeah, I would imagine that'd be about how I'd imagine it too. Because
how many videos were there documenting every move of every character, Mitchell? Like,
well, it wasn't moves; it was just like general gameplay. But there was one that I was watching that was number 10. There's that minimum 10 different Smash Brothers videos from their Treehouse event across the week.
That something that he said in his video that absolutely floored me is it truly is the largest video game crossover of all time. There are so many companies and licensing deals involved in getting Bomberman from Hudson, Snake from Konami. You've got Captain Falcon and Mega Man from Capcom. You've got Cloud from Square. You've got who am I forgetting? Sonic from Sega.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, Pac-Man.
Mega
from
Man.
Namco Bandai. No, I did say. I think I said Mega Man from Capcom.
Ryu.
With Ryu, yep, and Captain Falcon. So you've got 3 Capcom characters.
Bayo?
Who?
Is Bayonetta a Nintendo original?
Oh no, Bayonetta is Remedy? No.
Platinum.
Platinum. Thank you. I always do that. So yeah, I mean that. I did not want that game, and now I totally want that game. I don't even like Smash, and I want it.
I know it'll get bought at my house, but yeah, I do not partake. I simply endure.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
I've been trying to convince this guy to play with me, but he won't.
I don't play fighting games against you. You have some unnatural bond with fighting games. It's frustrating.
Come on.
do we want to look at Dreams? Because that's one thing they didn't show during the press conference at all. We do know it'll be.
I haven't watched the video yet, so I can't really say because it just conceptually this game it's not a game. It's so hard to wrap your head around what the heck this thing is. I mean, it is. I think most literally it is
Welcome
a
once
engine.
again to PlayStation Live from E3. I'm joined with my.
I'm actually turning the sound all the way off. Yeah, and the interesting thing about it for me is that this actually is going to be the first how can I say that? It's going to be the first content creation platform for PlayStation VR, where you will be able to take things and make them in a VR space without having to do any of the normal VR work that's involved. You're not going to have to do any 3D rendering or 3D modeling and then assign properties or any of that. You'll be able to do that directly from within the workspace, if you will, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. And you know, there's the game that will come with it that's built using the engine. And then there's all the tools to make all the different kinds of things you can. Yeah, but then even the whole system where if you're just an artist and you just want to make characters, you go in and you make characters and you put in what your parameters are for them being used in other things. And then other people use your stuff to make a game. Or if you want to write soundtracks, you know, you put out sample music and then somebody comes to you and say, hey, can you write me a soundtrack for this? Or, hey, or they use your track that you've posted. And I think the end goal has to be that somehow they are going to be selling what is in the most true sense indie games in this platform
in this
somehow.
engine. This is almost like they're selling an engine.
It is, and it hurts my brain.
So essentially, this is VR Give me a second. VR RPG Maker.
So,
Well, it's not just VR either.
It's not just VR. So here we're seeing an example of just a standard platformer that somebody's made with a very specific art style.
RPG Maker with except just
it's anything maker, like any game maker. Like game maker is probably better because you can make RPGs, but you can also make platformers. You can make space shooters. You can make shmups. We've seen all of these things in the demos so far. Here's a point-and-click adventure. I mean...
And just turned 3D.
And just turned 3D. Oh, my brain hurts. So I have... Okay. You're familiar with Half-Life, right? No, I'm sorry. Not Half-Life. Yeah. Second Life.
Yeah.
Linden Labs. So they have a VR world that is basically the new Second Life, but it is also this, right? You can create VR objects and then sell them in their system, and anybody can use them in their stuff once they buy it from you. And you can build maps, you can build particle physics, whatever you want to do. And it's almost the same thing that they're doing here. The difference is that this is already existing on a closed architecture system of Sony's PlayStation, which is crazy to me. Because if they do actually monetize this, then I wonder how they do that without Sony taking a third of everything that they sell. Or do you care if you're Media Molecule at that point? This is where knowing how business deals works is very interesting to me, because if Sony is funding them development cost for this, then I could totally see where the two of them get in bed together at the end and they take a third of everything. Every microtransaction that happens goes to Sony, and Sony gets $1 billion off of it, and so Media Molecule makes $3 billion off of it. I can see where that would be the case. Where that would be, but if Media Molecule is footing all of the development costs up front by themselves, then I would not want to give away a third of all of my profits from those microtransactions to Sony. So I guess it'll be interesting to see what we see them do in terms of that, if they do actually go to monetize this stuff. Or is it a case where the creator gets 2/3 and Media Molecule gets a third? That's the type of stuff I'm interested to find out, if they plan on monetizing this, how they're planning to do it.
Yeah, but since they've been taking as long as they've been taking with this, I have to imagine Sony's been backing them. I can't imagine they've had the capital to do this on their own.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. But this is crazy. I mean, look at the different art styles just in the 3 things we've seen that are so dramatically different from each other.
Mm-hmm. And I almost guarantee you the first thing everybody's going to make is either a vertical or a horizontal shooter.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't think that's a bad... you've got to get used to the engine. Yeah. I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea.
This is ridiculous. We've just gone...
Look at this. It just went first person. Yeah. First person space flight sim. Targeting sim.
No. What is this? I don't like this.
It's somebody's lips.
It's very, very cartoon lips.
Still don't like it.
Hey, guy. You need a vacation?
Can this stop now?
Yeah, this is a little weird, but yeah.
Celery. Do it! Sorry. This is... Without the sound, this is incredibly disturbing, and I like it.
But yeah, I mean, there's some beta for this sometime this year. I don't think they've given a date yet, but and then all the beta assets are going to be in the game.
Yep.
At launch, and
they said, unlike Little Big Planet, 100% of the tools that they use to create this are in the game for you to create whatever you want. And
right.
This is like one of those slippery slopes for me, right? It's like I so very want to create games and VR stuff in here. And
here's Mark's game.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, no, there's no spreadsheets, so no good. But
well, yeah, but you got to use the grid paper.
Look at it. It's a choose your own adventure text-based adventure. That's fantastic. I mean, the fact that you can do all this stuff in there, it's crazy. I so want to invest hundreds of hours learning the system, but then the question is, to what end, right? And if it turns out that I can actually monetize the stuff that I'm making in there, then suddenly I'm a lot more interested in that than if I don't. If I'm just sinking time into it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You've been quiet, Mitchell. What do you think about this stuff? About the idea of this, the concept of it? Is it something that you're interested in playing, creating, or none of the above?
I think I'd definitely be interested in the creation element, especially if there is that ability for monetization and that ability to do that kind of thing, and giving this kind of access to people. I would definitely be interested in that kind of thing. And I think it's a really interesting aspect, and I'm kind of interested in it, but I'm really interested in the aspect of this and how this would work. But I'm not quite sure what they're going to do with it, if it's just this creation element, if it's just the ability to create and play these games, or how they're going to put these in some sort of data bank somewhere, and how they're going to manage that. The sheer amount of content that's going to be made in this, but
well, I'm sure they'll do it just like they always have. It'll be a hub world where you can see what the highest rated are, or the most played through, or all that type of stuff. And then the monetization, if they choose to do that, which we don't have confirmation they're going to do, but if they choose to do that, then it'll just be one more layer on it, where you'd be able to sort of like price highest number of plays and or most popular rated, highest rated ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's going to be individual. You can't. So when you sign in and make your account for the first time, you're just a person, right? And it's whatever. But then as you make a song and you post or you share it, then you level up your soundtrack or music maker or whatever their class is. So you actually level up your class in the game as a creator by creating more of that kind of stuff.
Is
so
that
that's how you get your. Yeah, that was
that's
in
crazy.
this.
So what happens if you make an entire world? I wonder.
Oh well, it depends. I mean, if the thing you put in the most of is say visual assets, then your visual asset level will be higher and your other ones will be lower. They don't want you to have to sign up and say, okay, I'm here to make music, and then decide 2 weeks later want to try your hand at building character assets, and then have to create a whole new account to be your character asset count or whatever. So they just you're going to get ranked and level based on what you produce, and it doesn't matter when you produce it or how you do it. And you share it. It's just the more you do any one thing, the higher your level or reputation for that arena will be.
See, this is probably the thing I'm most interested in this, is the ability to make machinima. If I can take characters and easily animate them and start writing scripts for shows around characters that I can control in 3D space, that becomes very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not monetized, because we can still export those, put them on our content channels, etc.
Yeah, and I think that's even a thing that they've said that they are looking to see if people will start doing TV shows, all like a Red versus Blue or
right.
Any type of original content like that within the engine. It is a multimedia engine, and you can do with it whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that. So that's Dreams, and they still have not given us any kind of a launch date or launch window, correct?
Next year, I'm pretty sure. Beta this year, launch next year. I'm pretty sure.
See, this is the stuff that drives me insane. Look at this. I mean, that's straight out of I wish I could explain this, but back in the 90s when I was doing audio editing, it was stuff like this. And this is now, but the interesting part is that this is now a combination of that old stuff and everything new. So this is what Logic looks like right now, like Pro Logic, in how you're putting together these various tracks. And the fact that you can have so many different voices or instruments is very, very interesting to me. And if they give you this level of control on the animation side as well, to where you can time animation sequences to this audio, I'm super going to be interested to learn all about this. Darn dreams. Well,
but then the thing comes, where do you go after this as Media Molecule? Are you done? Is this your thing? Do you do anything else after this?
Well, technically, have they done anything else besides Little Big Planet? No. This is just the next step of Little. Have they done anything else besides Little Big Planet? No. I'm just kidding. I liked Tearaway. It was cute. So yeah, I think that is incredibly interesting. Do we think it'll be just flat out $60 like anything else?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. Is there going to be a subscription cost to this? Or are they going to have to do something like that eventually? If they sell, couple 100,000 copies and your first year of the network is free, and after that it's going to be $5 a month, $20 a year or whatever for access to be able to use the assets and share and stuff? Or is it, I don't know, this whole thing is just sunk cost at this point. So it's how do you recoup that?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's what I'm interested to find out about. Shall we look at a little Kingdom Hearts 3?
Ooh. I don't know who's geeking out more right now, and even though it's in the past, Ryan Clements or Mitchell.
Ryan Clements is actually the best hire I think Sony's ever made. Just FYI.
Yeah, I still not sure why he's there, but yes.
Yeah.
Ryan Clements.
More money than IGN was going to pay, apparently.
Well, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you can run up walls now. How does that?
Okay, so it's this battle. Okay. So we're seeing actual gameplay of this area from the previous trailers.
Yeah, this was one of the playable areas from...
It looks like one of the... It looks only specific surfaces you can run up. Like these gray stone walls here, there's like a slight glow to them, which makes it think which makes me think that's probably closer to the flow motion stuff from Dream Drop Distance.
Which means what for us non-apostolates?
Flow motion was a mechanic where you could sort of latch on to certain items. Like there's like a light, if there was like a lamppost, you could like jump onto it or do like a dash onto it, and you would like start spinning around the lamppost, and you could do certain moves off the lamppost, or you could do like these, you could pretty much pong yourself off of different walls in towns, and you could like grind on or slide on grind rails or railings. So that's kind of the stuff that flow motion was, and it would give you a little bit faster mobility for some stuff.
So it's looking like the combat system actually looks more like Dissidia, actually, in this one a little bit, in how it's in how he's playing it out.
Yeah, it doesn't look. I wish they would have used the combat system more from Birth by Sleep, but this looks more like the traditional 1 and 2 combat system.
I'm actually glad Dave's not here tonight, because he'd be laughing at us, because this would be like his payback for the Amadeus Cho conversation. Because we're like, okay, what does that mean, Dream Drop Distance? Yeah.
Something like that. Was that like motion flow type gameplay or whatever it was called?
Yeah, it was. kind of like the flow motion, but it was looked almost more like a quick time there. So I'm not sure what was going on there.
Shadow of the Colossus. That's what's going on.
Oh,
And
here comes the choo choo.
Yeah.
So I wonder how they're steering that, or if they are steering it at all. You'd think they'd have to, but
it looks like he's doing what he can to keep the cursor on him, where that's where the fireworks are going off.
Yeah.
See, and this is another thing that I was talking about. Like you had fun.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing too. They're interactive, right? So the enemies can try to knock you off of these rides, and you have to like evade and jump and stuff.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. And
so that must have been enough to finish it, and then.
But yeah, to me the combat system looks insane. I can't even really figure out how everything is working now. Mitchell's played all of the games, so he knows all the little weird mechanics and stuff. But did you know, Mitchell? I wasn't even sure if you've heard this part or not, but you can have up to 3 tokens, 3 keyblades loaded at a time. So you can have up to 3 tokens on the Kingdom Key. And so you can dynamically you do combos. You start off with one, do the middle part with a second one, and then do the finisher with a third one.
So God of War, basically.
So pretty much I could have this drill punch thing, switch to the frozen ice claw blades or the skating blades, and I could switch to the yo-yos from Monsters Inc.
It depends. Yeah, it's whatever the first, second, and third tiers are. But otherwise, you have to level each one up to get. There's 3 levels to each blade, which controls what your specials are and stuff. And it's insane. I don't even understand it. I'm just repeating what I heard.
But there's definitely some of the shot lock mechanic, which was introduced in Birth by Sleep, where you see that thing where he's like going into that like sort of camera view where he's got like the singular reticle in the middle and he's just like locking onto various opponents at once. That's what the shot locks are, and they are like special attacks.
All I know is that for the entirety of the time that you play this game, Mitchell, every time you mention Frozen, I'm going to say, let it go.
He's really hoping that weapon that you see in the Frozen world isn't locked to that world.
Well, no, see here, we're in the Toy Story world, we're seeing some of the Monster Inc. weapons, which means, in theory, that we should be able to use the different weapons from the various different worlds.
Which is the same as the other one. Yeah, when you got a key from that world, then...
Right.
You're just getting a lot...
You can see him using the yo-yos here. Yeah. You can see him using the yo-yos.
And that's the 3rd level of that one.
I'm not going to lie, I really hope that Halloween Town makes an appearance again in this one. I
honestly want to see Tarzan's world again, because that was one of my favorites aesthetically in the first game, and it wasn't in 2. I'm guessing we'll probably see Lion King again, if I had to guess.
I don't think so. I think we'll just have Simba as a summon.
Maybe you might be right with that case, yeah, since we have a Simba summon.
And
this game does look ridiculous, though.
Yeah, it does.
It does, yeah.
Not. I know you're going to say it, but the Frozen level looks like there are certain characters that look remarkably like the movie. Yeah. Not all of them, but some of them do look remarkably like.
Actually, there was there's a video comparison of the game versus the movie, and I think it looks actually better than the movie in some places.
But there were some lip syncs, so I think that they're still working on that section, because there was a couple lip sync stuff that I noticed that seemed to be a bit off.
Wait, didn't he just use the Frozen?
No, he was like grind railing on the road.
Yeah, it did look ice based potentially, but we don't know.
Oh my god, I'm gonna puke.
That's actually one of the main issues people are having with the announcement that Cyberpunk is first person.
Yeah. Lexi was not happy about that revelation either. Because she can't do first-person shooters.
Kingdom Hearts mechs in the Toy Story world?
Yeah, this whole thing. Yeah, the
interesting, and I'm slightly intrigued. And I have a mech game.
You now have your we yo-dog some Gundam into your Kingdom Hearts.
That's right. Yo-dog, we heard you like mechas. So we put a mech in your shrunken mech.
Non-mech game. But hey, you're in a toy store, so it makes sense,
Yeah. So I wonder if each of these different mechs have different like weapon ability loadouts or have different.
Yeah, they do. Notice this one has different than the other one.
Like the other one had like a charge, and this was like mostly range.
Gatling gun. Yeah.
So then, yeah, definitely different. Yeah, dual barrels. So then, what's the blue ones do? I'm guessing we're gonna see. No. Nope.
Yeah, this.
But this game, I want it so bad. January.
This is really frustrating, though. They have this problem where you can't exit out of. Oh, there it goes, full screen. What else do we have? The Tetris Effect interview shows absolutely nothing. I watched the whole thing because I want to find out more, and they showed nothing. So that's
that trailer is completely caught in engine, so that's not a generated trailer. That's actually in-game footage that they captured. So
we'll go ahead and start wrapping it up. I think that's everything pretty much to talk about there. So that's going to bring us to the part of the show where we like to thank all of our patrons for subscribing and supporting us. So by name, we like to thank them at this section if they're at the $5 level or above. So thank you, Justin. Thank you, John. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Naomi. And thank you, Pat and Turo as well. And everybody else, if you'd like to be a Patreon supporter, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/Gamersledge, and you can get your name on every show we do for as little as $1 a month. You can check out all of our new posts on our webpage at gamersledge.com. Our Twitter is where we do all of our news feeds, also our Facebook, twitter.com/Gamersledge or facebook.com/Gamersledge. And then we have our Twitch channels for live playthroughs and our YouTube channel for archive videos as well. And we are successfully streaming again to YouTube. So I have no idea. It's working though. So hooray. And that's going to bring us then to final thoughts. And Mitchell, let's start with you. Final thoughts for the week.
Kingdom Hearts 3 can come sooner if it wants. And Octopath Traveler, I want it really badly.
Too bad you called your dad old.
He'll get over it.
No, actually, I won't. That's the whole idea of being old. Yeah. It just gets worse. You don't get over it.
I'll call you young later. There.
Let's see how it is.
Game on?
No.
Protracted silence.
Final thought.
Don't let yourself get behind on comics, or you end up with a very large mess of things that you need to read at some point and have no time to read them.
And your friends accidentally spoil stuff for you when they're looking stuff up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. That's okay. It's only last month's issue, but
I feel bad. But I thought
they got that up there. They got that up there, right? Yeah. No. Well, I just thought maybe I missed something because it was like, what in the world are you talking about? And oh no, that's the one that happens in the one issue I haven't read yet.
Yeah. Sorry. My final thought is: if you have a Switch and have not downloaded the Octopath Traveler demo, it is free. It's on the eShop. Go do do yourself a favor and download it. It's a 3-hour demo, and one of
Well,
my
it's 3 hours. It's 3 hours of the beginning of the game. It's as far as you can get in the game for 3 hours, and it all carries over.
And all your stuff carries over. And one of my main concerns was there's 8 main characters, and each one has their own story. And I was worried that I was going to have to play the game like 8 times through, which I don't have time for or the patience for. And you totally do not have to do that. Each character's story is about an hour long, and even in my playthrough, I've gotten through 2 of them. And the abilities that come with each of the characters are actually really interesting and affect the world in interesting ways. Mitchell, which character did you start with?
I started with the hunter, and then I went to the scholar.
Oh, okay. See, I started with the hunter, and then I went to the paladin, the priestess,
The cleric.
the cleric.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
yeah, I just got to the cleric. I started the clerics when my 3 hours ran up.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see. Now, this is actually a question. Matt, have you tried to play the demo under your account on the Switch since his 3 hours expired?
I have not, but based on what it tells you at the beginning, it's per save file. So,
okay, good, because Lexi wants to play through it, and I want to make sure that she can. I've left like an hour of time on my playthrough just because I didn't want to lock her out for sure. But yeah, if you don't have Octopath Traveler demo, you should go download it from the eStore right now.
it is save point though, isn't it? Right. So keep an eye on your clock, because I know Mitchell saved with like 2:59 on his clock, and he got to the save point.
Yes, it is. And then that's going to bring us to the part of the show where we impart a sage piece of wisdom to carry you on your weekly journey until next we meet in a week's time.
I was really hoping this would forget to reappear.
It will never forget to reappear, ever. And it's a really bad joke this week, too.
Oh, gosh.
So, Matt, because I'm not sure your son will get this one, but you will, and it will make you cringe even more. So, Matt, what's the opposite of Christopher Reeve?
I don't know, and I'm pretty certain I don't want to, but you're going to tell me anyway.
Christopher Walken.
Oh. Ouch.
Until next week, game on! Oh, right. I can't actually sign off the show yet because I got to pull up the end video. I suck at this.
Time to tap dance. Cha 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 cha.
Yeah, I told you it was a particularly bad one this week.
I'm guessing based on the face Mitchell was making, he actually got it.
No, I don't. No, I'm trying to figure it out. Like Christopher
Reeve was
and then Christopher Walken. So he's Reeving and then he's walking, which Reeves.
Christopher Reeves is the actor that played Superman in the old 70s and 80s Superman movies. He was in a horse riding accident and was paralyzed from the neck down.
Okay.
So he was Christopher Walken as an actor.
Okay. Yeah.
This is like explaining jokes to my foreign friends. It just loses. You actually have to translate it. But
yes.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, game on.
Game on.
Come on.